All right, it's recording. So yesterday, someone asked me about the auto transfer, and I didn't explain it well enough. So I'll try it. I'll try to do it simpler for you guys. Basically, the price that we are seeing now is projecting the price in the past, right? And what do you mean by that is that, okay, I'll draw it for you. Very simply, you have a buy to sell. Right, buy to sell, buy to sell, buy to sell. Then this becomes, oh no, sell to buy to sell, right? And then you have a reaction of it, reaction of it, reaction of it, right? So these are buy to sell, these are your buy to sells, and we break range. And these orders in the past are buying off here to get the price to the cheaper price point to sell off. So the good example is on weekly or daily, where if you have a sell to buy strong like this, the price is not gonna blast through it like right away. You can use it, especially on higher time frame, for counter trend trading. For example, on you see on weekly we are very bearish, right? And for example, this is perfect example. Here you have a last sell to buy left off, and that's why we are seeing those this reaction. I'll try to find some examples on 1 hour for you guys. And every time the price reaches those regions, you'll have a reaction, small or big, whatever, but you will always have a reaction. All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay, for example. Okay, this is not a good place. For example, monthly, weekly. I'm trying to find something really, really clear for you guys. All right, okay. So for example here, we have price transferring these orders from the left to the right. And that's why we are seeing these reactions, right? And even this is a transfer from this wick, from the sell to buy. And in the future, this is a sell to buy, right? This whole range. And that's why you're seeing this reaction. This was the last sell to buy as well. If we project it, you are seeing some small reactions here. And this is how you use it on higher time frame to to get your trades, basically. I hope that's clear enough, and if not, then I can explain again tomorrow. I'll prepare something more clear for you. All right, I'll draw some examples for you. Okay, so I'll start breaking down today's price action. Today was a pretty good day to trade. Nothing hard to understand. All right, so let's start in 5 minutes. Yesterday, while we were calling, the price was building up liquidity, and I told you that this liquidity is just engineered for the future. That this liquidity, for this liquidity to be taken, price has to sweep something equal to this. A liquidity pool big as this. Or, I mean, it was the whole thing. It was this and this. All right, and price even kept building liquidity during Asian and today's Sydney, Frankfurt, and stopped it off on on London. All right. So what price was essentially targeting? I at first thought that the price will reverse here and have a reaction of this, but as it kept building liquidity, you could have realized that it's targeting this, right? And to be precise, there's a lead point on 5 minutes, I think it was. Yeah. So see, the price broke this range, came back, made a lead point, and this could be a reversal point that you would have been looking at. And you even see our entry model on higher time frame before price broke this range. We have auto transfer to this and this, right? To this buy to sell, these buy to sell wicks. So let's do this and all right. So that is if you're wondering why the price left off there and not here. So all the trades. So because of the Asian buildup and the late New York buildup from yesterday was bank holidays, so that's why it was so slow. But just knowing this, you should realize that the price for Frankfurt or London is gonna be bullish, or you're bullish until you sweep the lead point or any major liquidity points. So today I'm gonna start with Frankfurt because that's when I wake up. That fits my time zone, and I believe it fits into time zone of most of you. So, okay. Per Frankfurt, building liquidity, nothing important. All right. So this is Frankfurt open, this gray vertical line, horizontal. No, vertical line. And as you can see, I told you that Frankfurt usually starts with a manipulation. What does it mean? It means that the few first minutes of Frankfurt is gonna be the opposite side of the original direction. Wait, I'm trying to make it okay. This gray line. All right, so we start with the manipulation right away, which is this move, right? And you see how price respects this last left off sell to buy. How could you trade from this? This is not enough confirmation for you. You just see a reaction, you just see a point that could have been protected, and you don't take a trade unless it breaks this range, right? It's a chalk BOS, whatever on SMC side until it breaks this range, confirming that this is this point is protected. How could you have entered of this? Okay, look. First, we have money transfer. Money is transferring here, then here, then here, then here. This could be your last money transfer. But this whole thing is your sell to buy. And you can refine it however you want. So how would I enter of this? With a smaller stop loss and safest way to enter of this? Break transfer. Alright, I mean, you can just take the whole POI like this and trade from it. Do 50% mitigation. But if you know how to find it, this was the entry, and it's like three pip stop loss, right? If you miss this, then look, our entry model. Okay, and remember that we are bullish, and we are still in the build-up of liquidity. So all this liquidity is protected for now, and you don't have to worry about a reversal or liquidity grab for grabbing the opposite side. Okay, so yeah, this was your first buy, right here, right? Okay, if you miss this, you can see if you have a buy to sell range, right? This guy being this wick, and before we broke this wick, we transferred orders into here. We have a reaction, and this becomes our valid POI. Then the orders transfers here, 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 here. So this is like 4 possible entries. And if you entered on the first one, let's say this guy, your protected stop loss would be this wick. And if you want to play it safer, structural point, or even this is fine. So these are 4 entries that I can see here. And then you have some reaction. As said, you will always have a reaction from those those zones with orders, order transfer, right? See, that's why you're seeing this price pulling back, but there's nothing major. You just know that this is just a build-up, and we're targeting the highs. There's no entry here, no entry here. Okay, again, our entry model, easily, simpler. Before breaking this, we had a retracement transferring these orders into this wick. This becomes your sell to buy. Boom. This becomes your POI, and you can take a trade from there as well. With minimal stop loss. It's like 1.8 pip stop loss. That's good. And if you are scared of small stop losses now, play it safe. Put it here. Better be safe than sorry, right? All right. So the price went high for liquidity grab of Asian highs. Asian high is liquidity, obviously, but I don't really use it. It's a minor liquidity. It's nothing important. Not as liquidity buildup or lit points. So okay, we had a manipulation up, a retracement down. Nothing I would look at. Those cells, this is a pretty bad place for cells. See, we are in no major area. There's no reason for price to, I mean, this whole range, you can see it yourself, is a build up, and like maybe here it does not, it doesn't touch it, it doesn't top it. Okay. Why did price come back into this price level? Simple answer, it's a lit point. And also for inefficiency, see price level inefficiency. Okay, look, price break this range, comes back into it, making this a lit point, right? And this is what even ICT teaches, I believe. This is what he calls IOFED. I mean, but lit is simple. That's why, I mean, you can call everything lit, inducement, liquidity. It's just a candle sitting under the inefficiency or above the inefficiency. But in this case, we also are tapping back into this whole sell to buy range, making this a lit before breaking this range again. All right, so could you have taken any trades, any buys from here? I mean, the pricing is really bad. I wouldn't take it myself. I mean, you can look at it yourself. Look, we are here. I wouldn't recommend buying there. Just from there. Yeah. Okay, but if you wanted to buy there, I'll try to find you an entry. That is what I mean. No real. There's no good entry in here, honestly, and yeah, it's and you are in premium pricing, like super high, super bad pricing. In those areas, I mean, look, if you have a range like this, where was it? Yeah. You have a range like this, all right? So for example, this, you are near 80% of it, 90% of it. And in those areas, I mean, even if you are engineering liquidity in the middle of engineering liquidity, it can just sweep. This is not protected anymore for me. I mean, it can just sweep to grab enough liquidity to move up and then down, right? So I mean, okay. So that trade, that place to sell. Also, this is first London manipulation. Let's see, move down. and then the original move was up, which was the second manipulation, and then we top down. And I'll show you a trick that I use myself for targets. If you study manipulations enough, and you will be able to recognize them, you can project them, the range. So for example, this is the London manipulation, all right? Was manipulating up for what? To sweep liquidity, and it stops at the protected point, which is this. Okay, so so that's the characteristics for the manipulation I wrote in Discord, all right? So this whole range I would consider a manipulation, and what my mentor found is that you can project it perfectly for a target. Usually this is a bad day because this is a bad example because the whole day is bearish. But if the bias is not this clear, you can use it as a target for TP if you don't know where to put it. Okay. All right. So for today's sells, there were like over 20 opportunities. I'll try to break all of them down. Like we tap into the last order flow that was cut off. This is what I explained in our first call. I enter from what I call unfinished order flow. You have mitigation, you have two mitigations like this, and price flies off and then comes back. And this is a valid area for me to take a trade from. And this is exactly it. Plus a lead point, which is a strong confluence. All right, how could I have entered here? Look, we have a wait, sell to buy. Okay. Sell to buy, breaks, comes back. Okay. So I told you that wicks and candles have their own range, right? So I mean, I don't know if you could have seen this, but this is a last sell to buy before this becoming a buy to sell. So this is what's happening here. All right. And with this, you have break of range, price comes back into it. Price comes back, and then the price breaks another range, right? Which is this one that it just created, making this a valid lead point. So this was your first entry of the day that you should have taken. The buys were less probable, but I mean, it's possible. Okay, this is our first trade, 2.5 pip stop loss. Price breaks down, comes back, mitigates it, nothing crazy, taps into it. I told you that a lead point can be created without breaking the range. Generally, just the first tap is the lead point into the orders. The first tap is a liquidity for the algorithm, and the algorithm loves to come back into the same price level or sweep it. So, I mean, if you are more advanced, let's say in 1 month, or even in a few weeks, if you study really, really hard, then you're gonna see it with your own eyes. This was the second possible entry, but that's for later, right? Okay. See, price breaks this range, transferring this buy to sell, then sell to buy into this wick. So there's no more reason for it to come any higher because this is the last order transfer. And you have to follow the order flow. Okay, price breaks. I mean, I would have waited for this to be mitigated, which it never did. Then this becomes your last buy to sell. Again, a mitigation entry, nothing crazy. All right. So let's hop to 3 minutes to see the price clearer. It's not really that clear, but okay. You see, price broke this range. This sell to buy comes back into it, breaks another range, making this a valid lead point. And this was a possible sell as well. I think some of you caught this trade, and it was like crazy. Love it. This would be your buy to sell for that area. and this would be protected stop loss for you. This red line, right, is a protected stop loss for you. Okay. The entry would be come back. This is the lit point. Yeah. So this is possible trade as well. I'm taking the only the highest probability trades. Right. And see. Price breaks down, breaks another range, another range, another range, and then pricing. You can use Fibonacci for this to define your ranges to take your trade. I love, obviously we are selling above 50%. This was the last money transfer, so price doesn't have reasons to come higher than this anymore. And also, if you haven't noticed, the price is building up liquidity. What does it mean? That this is for later, and we are targeting something below. And yeah, so that's the reason why it would be a defined range for me, an established range for me to take a trade from, not worrying about price breaking above this. All right, and also wait, all right, seems fine. Yeah, and also 80% range is a magical number to me. You can test it out. I mean, for some reason, the algorithm loves the 80%. So yeah, so I mean, it's line up with 80-90%. And also, what do we have here? We have a sell to buy, becomes buy to sell, breaks this range, comes back, makes a lit point, another strong confluence. So if you don't feel comfortable taking a sell right here, you could have waited for a confirmation entry. This is like 5 pips stop loss, which is not real that bad. But then you see our edge model again. I don't think you see it because it's again on wicks, but this is the last sell to buy. These wicks, see, this is a sell to buy, breaks this range. But before breaking this range, this wick transferred into this one. This would make your value POI, which is mitigated perfectly. This would be your auto transfer, mitigation, whatever. You could have entered here, you could have entered here, and then price mitigated again. See, 4 possible entries. If you are 3 possible entries if you miss the first one. Also, if you wanted to hop on buys, I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, there's no way to hop on this. Okay. These eyes are too hard. But if you're curious how I would buy this, you'll see price is building up liquidity, right, on both sides, and then it takes out one side, and that's my confirmation that this guy is gonna go next, right? So after this, after sweeping liquidity, you can enter on mitigation, but I don't recommend doing this, going against trend. Just take the most probable trades of the day. All right, so what do we have here? Price breaks, this range, nothing. This is pretty impossible to get the sell on from. I mean, this last buy to sell, sell to buy becomes buy to sell to buy. This whole range was what it came for. And it's also a lit point for the future, by the way. So this could be our liquidity for the future for reversals. Okay. All right. Then what do you have here? Oh, I'll zoom out. Okay. Price continues down, and okay, just to remind you what we are targeting. We are targeting this now, and and we are bearish on monthly, but you couldn't have known that this is liquidity. This is going to be taken out. This is, I didn't even count with that, but yeah. So, oh, and it takes it down. Oh, not the picture. We can take a Fibonacci as well to define our range to trade from. Okay, it's still above 50%. It's a good entry for me. All right. So what do you have here? Our entry model. Again, if our price breaks this range, these orders transfer here, here, and now this is your valid POI you could have taken a trade from. And with this, you have another confluence. Price breaks. One of you guys caught this trade as well and sent it to me. And it is that we broke this range. We broke this range, right? Came back into it, made a lit point. We break another range. And he sold it from here, I believe. The stop loss was right here, which has a good stop loss if I want to play safer. The wick, put it on the wick, and it's fine. And that's like most of the trades I would take. Then this price is too low for me. I mean, but if you would have noticed, we are in the middle of build up again. You could have taken it. See, price is building up liquidity. And yeah, so after price breaking this range, we made a lit point to take a trades from. And there's something I didn't tell you. I forgot to tell you about Frankfurt. The real New York Open session open is not at 8 a.m. but at 8:30 on New York time. Okay, so whatever time zone you live in, if you have a New York session and you started it at 00:00, then not 30 minutes to it, because first 30 minutes of New York, or I'd say, or people think that is New York, is just for manipulating. And yeah, you see, for example here, yeah, first move out of New York, a manipulation to get early stars in, right? We break this range, and SSC traders be like, oh shit, this is my POI. This POI broke this range, and they would hit stop loss. Second manipulation of 4:30, of 8:30, 8:00, 8 a.m. This is the fake open, by the way. The red line is again a fake chalk, right? They would think this is a sweep of liquidity. This is a break of structure, and they try to catch a mitigation on this or on this, but I mean, it's just a manipulation. I strongly recommend to not trade for first 30 minutes, as in 8:30 you will have usually you will have a real move. The price will show its real intention. So the real New York Open is right here. I didn't change my indicator, that's why I've on 8 a.m. I'll change my time to New York as well. Right. Is this all right? So I mean, it's still a manipulation, but it's all right. After that, we have the real move. So what was the manipulation? Right there, right here. By sweeping liquidity, inducing people to buy, you have BOS, and then sweeping liquidity, respecting our last left off point. And remember, right, POI, yes, and these orders came from here, right? Just this is the last order transfer for the future, and this could be our lit point as well for the future. If I were you, yeah, if I was trading this live, I would take a sell from here, right, before price broke this range. It came back, transferred orders, had a buy to sell. Yeah, and I would just wait for it. And it even mitigated. Let's see. After breaking the range, it even mitigated. So yeah, this would be my entry. Even 3.8 pip stop loss. And just target the liquidity, which was this. And it's like only 7R. That's why I don't like taking trades from bad pricing. But if you missed on all this, then yeah. So for these trades, I will not break these down because this is just bad, real bad. All right. What did price sweep? Previous week low, which is a major point of liquidity. I'll write down all my liquidity points later on Discord. Previous week low, all right. And I got involved in buys. I'll break them down as well. I'll explain them. All right. So, oh, okay. Yeah. So I saw someone drew this part of chart on this curve before. It was pretty good. Okay, so you have this sell to buy, right? This wick becomes buy to sell, comes back, and this is your last sell, buy to sell. This wick that I'm marking out. So this is your range, right? After breaking this range, the price came back and then broke this range. So this is your break of range. The price came back, made a lit point. This was your first possible entry on that. But buying here is like super dangerous. Like if you have no confirmation from the left, it's just blindly buying. But I'll just break it down if you're curious how I caught it. And as well, he was someone on Discord. I think it was Nor. You see, before breaking this range, press transfer here, which was correct, POI, and second buy. And I think I caught this first buy, yeah. And if you want confirmation of lit, buy to sell, wait, this is the last buy to sell, right? Price breaks this, comes back, makes a lit point, yeah. Say you have order transfer plus lit. What more do you want as confirmation? And as for this, there's nothing really to trade from, honestly. Right, okay. So before we break this buy to sell, we transferred orders into here, made it a fully POI, buy, possible buy. Then you realize, oh shit, it's a trend line or something like that. And now you're in the middle of liquidity engineering, but this is a really bad time to trade. I mean, it's late New York. Few more hours to sesh to Asia. So those are all trades for today. Do you have any questions? Or do you want to show me your chart or trades? Or ask about anything? Mm,
Hi,
hello?
can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question. Like, how do you know it's a lead? Like, you only know it's a lead after everything happens. I am really struggling to understand
Oh, no,
the
okay, yeah.
concept.
Oh yeah, I just added you yesterday to Discord, right? You have source section on Discord explaining lit, but I'll explain you right now. If you have a range,
Okay,
right? This is sell, buy to sell. The price breaks the range, comes back into it. If the price breaks the range and comes back to it and then breaks another range, it's my lit point to take a buy from. So I mean, the best way to trade it is just to put a buy limit or sell limit on it, right to it. There's usually a POI below as well, or the price is just trying to fill the inefficiency. And why does it work as well is because look, you have a range, and And usually the first step into the R is liquidity itself. But the break of another range is just another confluence to make it powerful. And you will have higher success rate with that. Right? Any more questions? Or oh, in chat. You sell bath water? Okay. All right. Okay, so that's all for today. If you have any questions, just write them down. I'm free on Discord 24/7. I'll try to answer them. And yeah, and I'll send yesterday call to the Telegram chat and today's as well when I convert this. So yeah, at like 1 hour. All right. Have a nice day.